did we bottle it? We did.
No, we didn't. Because we are a team that finished 15th in the Premier League.
But we have allowed Tottenham, which is in their history books now, we've allowed Tottenham to say they've broken a duck of winning a title via Man United. Bruno goes, look, it's not ideal, but I think that type of money helps, right? If we can get a few good players in and then players who can also adapt to Amorim's system, then we can be hopeful.
What does his future at Manchester United look like for you guys?
No, finances are not good. That's why I think ultimately he's going to fail, because he needs to wipe out that team completely. I think for me, before he signs players, right now, early in this window, he needs to clean house. So he needs to get rid of all the players he doesn't want.
It's very uncharacteristic from Tottenham. Tottenham does not sit back and they leak goals like nobody's business. They finish with 21 defeats or 22 defeats in the league. That's insane. And they went and lost the next game 4-1 against or 3-1 against Brighton.
Full Time Reds Podcast. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Full Time Reds Podcast episode 5. Let's give it a big round of applause. We don't have time.
Welcome, Jeds.
Welcome back from episode 4. I know
after a long hiatus.
Let's not waste any more time. Abumtimande, Dlamini Kulu Gems. We're gonna kick it off. Europa League final, guys. What are your thoughts? Did we bottle it? What's your take on it? Briefly before I shoot straight into the question.
Yeah, so I think we didn't bottle it. I think actually we got the tactics wrong. So when I was watching the game, if you look at Tottenham, they play a very high line. They usually keep possession of the ball. But then Postecoglou changed it in the final. So what he did is he parked the bus because he knows that Man United's weakness is that we can't break down defenses. They scored first. We could have played for 5 hours. We couldn't have scored. So we didn't bottle it. I think Amorim's tactics, we can delve into it later. I'm starting to question. I think Ten Hag would have won that final.
Whoa! No. But I don't think. I disagree with the fact that we did bottle it because you've lost the final to Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah, but Tottenham Hotspur beat you. Beat us 3 times this season.
Matter, but it's a Tottenham Hotspur team that doesn't win anything. So Unkulego Magati, did we bottle it? We did.
No, we didn't. Because we are a team that finished 15th in the Premier League.
But we have allowed Tottenham, which is in their history books now, we've allowed Tottenham to say they've broken a duck of winning a title via Man United. So we did because Tottenham, think about it. We were, Thierry Henry said in the last 5 years, United has been in 5 finals. Right? How many finals has Tottenham been in? 1.
No, they went with Pochettino. They were in a final, so but I think that's and the Champions League final as well,
right? So it is bottling it. You're taking a team that doesn't win trophies, has never won trophies, and you've given them a trophy. So Nkulego, when he says we've allowed them to make history, and to be honest, this is going to be on Amorim's back.
Yeah, but Amorim,
it's a disastrous season. I agree.
Amorim, first of all, I've said it before, I think in the previous podcast, he shouldn't have taken this job mid-season because his system is very specific.
We'll get there.
Right?
Can we just stick
but we didn't bottle it. No. We didn't deserve to win.
I want to talk about the final before we move on from the final. Zitli is right. Tactics were wrong. Amorim has to learn how to play using a different style.
Yes.
Right? You've got this 3 system at the back is fine. And he explains it. It's flexible. Sometimes it's a flat 5. I understand the variations that he talks about, but Amorim is not dynamic in game management.
Yeah, like he was supposed to take out a centre back. When you are 1-0 down, you're chasing the game, take out an extra centre back, play 2 centre backs.
Exactly. He waited until the 72nd minute to actually make a change.
Yeah.
Right?
And by the time it was too late.
And you can see that the game is following the same pattern. Tottenham is very comfortable. As you see, it was very uncharacteristic from Tottenham. Tottenham does not sit back and they leak goals like nobody's business. They finish with 21 defeats or 22 defeats in the league. That's insane. And they went and lost the next game 4-1 against or 3-1 against Brighton.
That game, okay, look, fair enough, because also cup games are different. On the occasion, regardless, and without taking you out of context, regardless of how they're going to league, yes, you can say that. I think the point that you've just made to say, okay, they'll play in the next game and lose, it will be there. But before, because we're going to move quite quickly, is don't you feel you're contradicting yourself when you're saying that, okay, yes, in game management, fine, I don't think there's a contradiction there. But the biggest thing with Amorim and his system is the back three as well. Don't you think that there's a level of now contradiction from what you've said in the previous episodes, when you said that we should stick with it and he should stick with it until, and you said...
So the reason is...
If someone says you are contradicting yourself, can you please give clarity on that?
So the clarity is you brought him in knowing as a coach, that's the only system he's ever played. Like, the Inter Milan coach, Inzaghi. He only plays a 3-4-3 his whole career. Amorim is the same. From where he started in Portugal before he even went to Sporting, 3-4-3. So when you bring in a coach who plays that system, you need to make sure that you cater the players for him to play that system. And then when he gets there at Man United now, you can't say to him, now change your system, play a back four. He's never done that. It's exactly what Ten Hag did. Ten Hag changed or deviated from how he played at Ajax. When he came to Man United, now he was freestyling.
But now you said he should have changed most.
No, all I'm saying is, in the game itself, when he sees that the game doesn't need 3 center backs, change it then. So when he starts off the game, he can start with the starting formation 3-4-3. But when he sees that the game needs
a few risks.
Exactly.
Sometimes you need to reinvent yourself, and that's why Mourinho wins finals.
Because that's what I'm saying. Ten Hag would have won that final.
Right now,
because
it's not about how I play. Right now, it's not about my identity. Right now, it's about
winning.
Anything.
That's all. And you see, even Postecoglou, he abandoned his way of playing just so he can win a final.
Yeah. So there is no contract. I guess then you guys are saying to give clarity, take some risk.
No.
Influence the game a little bit more, and sometimes it just requires, and I think that is really the key factor in cup finals is to say, Yazin, screw it.
Yes.
Back four where
you just need to win. No one remembers how you played. We played well the final, but
that's how the bus system is working.
No, the point is you're doing whatever it takes to win. When Mourinho beat Ten Hag was the guy with the fancy football, right? He had the fancy football, but Mourinho wins titles. That's the difference. So you can play the football. I win the game.
Yeah.
That should have been Amorim. Amorim was focused on we need to play well.
Yeah, no. Finally,
that's not how you play a final.
Yeah. So now, before I close it off, the bombshell. You just said who would have won it?
If Ten Hag would have won that final.
Why? Please break that
Because Ten Hag would have kept it simple. I think in a final, you don't look at how you want to build your system like Amorim did. In the final, I think Amorim should have looked at the players he has at his disposal, played to their strengths.
Yeah.
For example, him playing Bruno deeper was a mistake. Bruno Fernandes is better as a number 10.
Yeah.
He plays him in midfield. He drops Ugarte. If you look at Ugate's stats, leading to the final, he had goals and assists. There was no justification for him to start Mason Mount. It was favoritism. That's what it was.
I'm going to push back against the Bruno starting in the 6th position.
No, why is he? He's a number 10. Why is he starting as a 6?
What Amorim doesn't have. I want to explain that.
No,
Amorim doesn't have ball carriers.
No, right? But that's why I should have started Garnacho. Garnacho is a ball carrier.
No. He doesn't have ball carriers and people who can receive the ball from the back. So if you're going to play the system where you're passing the ball from the back, you need someone who's capable of receiving the ball with their backs against goal.
Okay, but as an opposition manager,
so if the only person that can play that,
I understand,
is the kid. Who's this kid? Is
Kobe Mainu. Rather than play Kobe Mainu,
he doesn't have the legs. He cannot cover the grass like Bruno can. So you can play Kobe Mainu in that 6, but you can't have Casemiro and Kobe Mainu.
Okay,
right?
But then what did Mason Mount do in the final? What did Mason Mount do?
I'm not defending
absolutely
Mason
nothing.
Mount. I mean, what I'm saying
that's a tactical mistake. I'm saying because he should have played rather Garnacho than Mason Mount.
I agree with that. But I'm defending Bruno playing the 6.
He's not a 6 though.
But Bruno is the only guy.
Why would you take Kevin De Bruyne and put him as a 6 when he's a 10?
It down, who would you have rather played in that 6
role? No, we're not toning it down. We're upping it.
Okay, I'm just saying, like, to just put...
I would have played the whole time. What led us to the final, we were undefeated the whole tournament.
Yeah.
We were playing Casemiro and Ugarte. Why change it in the final?
I agree with that.
So all I'm saying is he should have played Casemiro, Ugarte, right? And then play Bruno and Ahmad. That's what he should have done.
He's going to control the ball. He's going to have majority of the ball,
Yeah.
right? And in order for you to do that, you need to have good passes of the ball, right? The ideal person to play that 6 is someone like Christian Eriksen,
Yeah.
right?
But he doesn't have the legs.
But he doesn't have the legs to do it.
Yeah.
So the point is, you've got Bruno, who's got quality on the ball, and he's got the legs to be running up and down, to be going box to box. That's what I'm saying.
All right.
So now, if you're going to play Ugarte and Casemiro,
Yeah.
you have.
But Ugate's got legs.
Casemiro
just doesn't
Ugate's
have
got
the
legs, but he can't pass the ball
the
really
technical
well.
ability.
Do you
of the
think
ball.
then his preparation and his approach to this game was very negative? It wasn't brave enough? Would you then say that?
No, I think it was naive because when he saw how Tottenham were playing in the first half, they were playing defensive, giving us the ball. He should have changed the system.
Yeah.
First half, take out the third centre back, put in a midfielder or a winger or something. Have more creativity. That's what he should have done. He waited too long to make those changes.
Okay, I want to close it off. Outside of the manager, who are we single out? I think there's also, can we focus on the positives as well of the Europa? Who are the positive? What are you guys' positive reviews or feedback in terms of the way you saw the game? Maybe one more negative before we close it. I think at least the game should have gone 2 penalties to show that there was form of, I think it was just too easy. It was boring, the way everything just ended off. I think it showed that we actually maybe this might be harsh. I don't think we even deserved the cup in the way we played, in the way we approached the game, in the mentality. I mean, what other motivation do you need if I say, guys, you win this, you win Champions League?
I think that was a difference. I think the key difference was that Tottenham played to win the trophy. We played because we wanted to qualify. And I think, but the motivation Tottenham had was greater than ours.
Yeah.
From what I saw, they were more motivated
100%
to win the final because in their minds they want to handle the trophy. So for us, it was just financial. We want to win, so we qualify for the Champions League.
And
so I think the players, that's the mantra that they were told, and I don't think that it got to them, that it wasn't motivation
and
enough.
it says to me, you don't have a trophy-winning team. That's what
No,
it says.
we do win.
No. From a mentality perspective, from a team that says, hey, guys, right now we put our lives on the line. Like,
but
the mentality is not good.
No. Yeah. But I that's why we're saying, to be fair, I think Amorim, obviously we're criticizing him. He deserves the criticism for the loss on the final because I think he could have changed the outcome, right? Yeah. However, remember, this team, even though we haven't been doing well domestically, right, we've been doing well in terms of winning cups.
Sure.
Because think about it, if we won the Europa League,
we would have trophies in 3 years.
Trophies on the bounce.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
People like your great teams right now, your Arsenals and all of that, have 0 in that time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm not saying we're doing better than Arsenal, but the point is we can still salvage a season. I wouldn't say salvage, but we can put some glowing tints on the season because we've won a trophy. So my point is that trophy was there to be won because of the opposition that we had. We were playing against Tottenham. Yeah. Let's not make Tottenham like they Bayern Munich. Yeah. We were playing Tottenham and we failed. So we failed miserably. And we will look at time and time will not be kind on us that we lost the Europa League final to Tottenham. True. That's all I'm saying.
Positive reviews, short and sweet, And if we had won, who cares? But if, just to be controversial, do you think we would have had a better season than Arsenal?
No.
Okay.
I don't have a
why?
better, and I'll explain why. Someone put it
short and
nicely.
sweet.
You can't have first of all, Arsenal is not in Europa League, they're in Champions League.
Okay.
So we can't say we have a better season than them because they finish higher in the league.
But we would have been in Champions League with a title.
But we are in the same
playing in an inferior competition.
We're playing in an inferior competition. They playing Barcelona. They playing
PSGs, and we play
different kettle of fish. We playing Tottenham, who's finished 17th in the Premier League. And think about it. If the three worst teams, the 3 worst teams, you Ipswich, you Southampton, they did us a massive favor because we
could have been in trouble
to be relegated.
Okay, fair enough.
Man United should have been relegated. And the arrogance we used to have in the past, it's impossible. We will never be relegated. We deserve to be. The form that we had, Ruben Amorim won 6 games.
No, you know that in December till
games.
May, we only got, I think, 9 points.
That's shocking.
in 5 months.
Positive reviews. Short and sweet.
Don't say short. It's shambolic. Shocking is an understatement.
Positive reviews into one positive.
In terms of the final, I don't have a positive review, but I think it's a good thing we lost because that exposes the owners to say you can't mask this over a trophy like we did last season. This is the reality, and you need to tackle it in the summer and get it right for next season. So that's the positive.
Demand.
No, there's no positives.
Nothing positive.
I think we are in the cusp of hell.
Yeah.
We're not. There's nothing positive. We are at the worst position we've ever been ever since we started watching Man United. So there's no positives.
Okay,
we're in the pits of hell.
I'm moving on. Okay, I think that we've covered quite nicely, right? 2025, 2024. Do we have to add season review?
Yeah, look, we can review the season in terms of we've spoken about it already. It's been shocking in terms.
So what's your guys' take in terms of the season 2024, 2025? Now that the season's over,
it's been a shocking campaign. We've lost 18 Premier League games. We finished 15th, right? We were lucky even we finished 15th because we won the last game of the season. We lost, and we can't. We are in a position where we deserve to be. I think that's maybe the most humbling thing.
Why do you say that?
Because we're not good enough. When you look at the next season that we're going to obviously talk about, there's so many teams that are better than Man United. The top 14. So for example,
there are 14 teams better.
There are 10 teams that are better than Man United. For example,
by far,
right? By far. When I say that, so
Crystal Palace, Brighton, Aston Villa.
Palace, Brighton, Aston Villa, those teams, Brentford even, they're better than Man United.
But
so even next season,
our target,
we would
remember Brighton did a double on us. Look at it that way. Those teams beat us twice, home and away.
Okay.
So what does that tell you? They are better.
Yeah. Oh,
so
that's what's your season? What's your take on the season review?
I just think what we should have done in hindsight. Not hire Amorim immediately. I think we should have left it till the end of the season. I think Ruud van Nistelrooy should have continued because we wouldn't have changed so much in terms of formations and tactics. We could have just used that motivation, just like how we did Solskjaer. I feel just run off the fumes of motivation and then get over the season. I think we could have finished higher than 15th.
Because he needed this 6 months to see how bad we actually
okay, then he got what he wished for. We tell him.
No.
He got what he wished
I would have rather had this.
No, I understand. I understand that.
And have it with him. But
season. I think by Christmas Amorim will be sacked, and I want him to do well.
That's a possibility.
Because in the next part of our segment, I want us to also touch on his future, right, at the club. So I think before it spills over, anything else? Because while you're on this point, and then we'll flow into this future and dig deep and add more detail into that. I hear you also say you disagree, and I agree. I also disagree as well.
That he shouldn't have come mid-season.
Yeah, but at the end of the day,
but the season was already a write-off.
Never mind when he comes. Because now it sounds like, because you're saying Ruud van Nistelrooy should have stayed, right?
No, what I'm saying is not because he's a good coach, but because the team went worse. When Amorim came, we lost way more games than we did when Ten Hag left.
Are there any facts that they're going to tell you? There are no facts or evidence to show you.
The evidence, but I'm looking at it this way.
Negative evidence to show that Ruud van Nistelrooy wouldn't have succeeded.
No, but you know why I say that. But you know why I say that.
Leicester's relegated. But look,
but you know why I say that? Because we employed a manager that plays a completely different system to the players we had.
But you know.
So that's why the players went worse.
But you know whose fault is it? It's Sir Jim and his crew, because they kept Ten Hag when they were unsure of Ten Hag. Then they sacked Ten Hag in October. Then they panicking, because think about it. If you're going to sack Ten Hag in October and end up keeping Ruud van Nistelrooy the whole season, you're going to look like a clown, because you're the guy that said you back Ten Hag, you gave him an extension of his contract, then you sack him in October, then you don't hire a permanent manager, right?
Yeah.
That wasn't going to be a good look. Plus, you had the other guy, Dan Ashworth, who also left. That wasn't a good look.
Yeah. So there's still no stability. There's still no structure.
So they never had a choice. They had to force Amorim to come in because they were going to look
because they also told him that it was now or never. Yes.
Okay. So, and let's now with that, I'm swiftly just moving into Amorim. Do we blame him? Yeah, really, is he the guy that we blame for where we are? Because I also feel he didn't get the backing in terms of the signings that he needed. You know, how many
it's
players
only
has he
one
signed?
signing, one.
Only one signing. So whether he came this season or at the end of, or he got what he wanted in terms of when he wanted to come in the season, does it really make a difference? Because I feel regardless of whenever he could, what would have changed? What would have given us that positive feedback if they allowed him to come at the time that he wanted to come? What would have achieved?
Okay, so I think there would have been pros and cons to both, right? So if he comes in now, right?
Yeah.
He starts with, okay, firstly, he just comes in and he's got new signings. So he'll be judged based on the players that he's brought in.
Yes.
Right? So basically he's starting from ground zero now.
Yes.
And he can assess the players. So he would have had an opportunity to watch these players in the last 6 months.
Yeah.
And see who fits into his system, who does not. So when the season starts, he knows who to sell. That would have been the advantage.
Okay.
But now
finances are not also good.
Finances are not good. That's why I think ultimately he's going to fail, because he needs to wipe out that team completely. We need to sell like 10 players, which is not going to happen. So
at this rate, Rashford. Okay, before I ask that question, what's your take?
I think we can't really judge. Obviously, when Ruben Amorim came, we became worse.
Yeah.
Right? That's clear.
No, it is clear.
But
it is clear.
I can't blame him. As you said, he signed one player.
Yeah.
And also he signed a kid.
Yeah.
He's not a player that you
Who's
can
that kid?
20-year-old.
Doku.
Okay.
You can't say Doku is a guy that's at the level where
How much
Man
was he
United
signed
should
for
be.
again?
So
25 million.
25 million from Lecce. Right?
Yeah, so he's only signed one
so I
player.
don't really count
Only
him.
one
Yeah, I
player.
don't
And he
really
lost
count him.
Anthony and Rashford and didn't replace them.
So we need him to have at least 3 transfer windows, right? But the trick is he might not even reach that.
Yeah.
Because we need the August, the
June,
June,
this one,
the
yeah.
July, August
Yeah.
period.
Yeah.
He needs January.
Yeah.
And he
And the
needs the
next
next summer. But the question is, will he even last till the summer? Maybe
What's
not.
your prediction? What is his future at Manchester United look like for you guys?
No, his prediction is probably he'll be sacked, and not because it's his fault. But
Is that
as Sika
sustainable?
no, it's not sustainable. But the fans are not going to have a guy that's going to lose the first 7 games in the league come October.
No, guys,
Because
this
when you
is not
reach
fair.
no,
Wait.
No, but the thing
not
is,
about being
remember,
fair.
and that's
it's about being
it's not
how it's going to be. I'm telling you,
the
They're gonna
fans
pull
will
the
run out
trigger.
of patience.
Yes.
No, but why are you running out of patience with a manager that's only signed one player?
No, it doesn't matter.
This
You know
whole
what they
squad-
do?
No, he's going to sign players,
No,
and
he's
that's
gonna
why
sign
now.
players in August. I get.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he's
You're
gonna
saying
sign
after
players.
he's
After
When the
he's
season
signed.
starts-
So I'm saying after this summer, after even
he will
whoever
have
is
players
signed,
signed.
he's still going to be sacked.
Yes,
what
I'm
what
saying
are
he's going
his
to be sacked still.
prospectus in terms of the players that he's going to
You
sign?
signed Cunha, isn't it?
He's going to sign. Look, they are busy chasing Delap.
No, Delap's going to Chelsea now.
No, wait. But my point is, Delap, number one, I don't believe is good enough to play for Man
He's
United.
another Hoyland.
Right? He's another Hoyland. So for me, Chelsea can have him. I don't think he's a player that when Chelsea get it strikes fear in my heart.
Yeah, it doesn't move a
It
needle.
doesn't
yeah.
strike any fear. But
Mara, do you
to
have the
be
luxury?
fair, no, exactly. To be fair, that's the pool of
You're
players
negotiating
that we
on
can
an empty
have. Yeah,
stomach,
no,
my friend.
That's the pool of players we can get. But which is exactly where the problem is. I was saying to him, we had a conversation. I was telling him that we used to have Paul Pogba and all those guys that people were mocking and saying they don't want in the club.
Yeah.
Now you have these players that are not even at that level. Now what do
And
you
that's
see?
why we finished
Now
in
we finished
15th.
16th.
But Pogba
You had
wants to come
I
back,
said,
so-
no, but Pogba was a problem. The point I'm making is we had Pogba, Greenwood, all those guys, Bruno in one team.
Yeah.
That's why we could make top 4.
Yeah.
Now you've got Mason Mount and all these players. Now you're finishing 16th.
Yeah.
Right. But coming back to Amorim,
Yeah.
Amorim needs a summer. But even with the players he will get, the players are not enough. He needs 6 players, let's say.
Yeah, but
At
why
least
can't he
But
get
it-
6 players?
Because we
With
don't
what
have the
money?
finances.
With what money?
what money?
Because we need to.
And the
We
guys-
need to
and I'm
also
gonna-
maybe.
these
yeah,
are the
you're
guys-
right. Why did this guy take
No,
this job?
these are the guys. No. And I want to come to them. These are the guys that you guys hailed as the messiahs to save Man United.
Who held these guys?
Sir Jim Ratcliffe and all of them.
No, no one hailed these guys.
People, you put them up as your shining example, right? And now
you're talking
these guys.
crap.
And I told him, I said, why don't they get the guy from Qatar, right? Because I said, Man United.
But the Glazers
right now,
never wanted to sell.
Man United right now, they need a cheat code from GTA. They need money, crazy money. I'm serious.
Yeah.
We need crazy
But
money.
You know it's so bad right
And I
now.
said, I prefer the Glazers. I was telling him, you know what the Glazers?
Because the
if we don't
Glazers,
finish top
when
4,
this doesn't
they
happen,
spend 300 million
yeah.
in one summer.
Oh, but still, that is done and it still hasn't been sustainable.
No, but at least we're not 15th.
Yeah, with the Glazers,
That's
we've
the
never
difference.
been this bad.
We're not 15th.
Okay.
And I think let it sink in. We
But
finished
now-
15th.
But
right?
yeah, that's terrible. No Champions League football. You are 15.
No Europe.
No Europe at all.
Who is
At
going?
all.
Who wants to come to United
Yes,
now?
you only play on
because
the weekends.
majority.
You only play on the weekend.
Yeah, because United was when we were struggling. We were known for having a team where we wanted like players would come there because of the finances, right? To say
they'll also
okay,
come
you know what,
because
I don't
of the
really
name.
that's what I'm saying. The name, but also knowing that okay. Like a Di Maria or a Falcao, I don't really want to go to United. Let's look at Casemiro. He only came here for a paycheck. Mason Mount came there for a paycheck.
Casemiro, he was it was a brilliant move. He knew his legs are going.
That's what
and
I'm
Real
saying.
Madrid is not going to offer me a
Varane,
contract.
paycheck.
And there are people who I'm going to finesse,
Yeah.
like Man United, and take 300,000 from. So that's a brilliant move. I mean, I think Casemiro, that's a stroke of genius.
Yeah, I know.
So they offered him a 5-year deal. So why
At
should he not
30 years
take it?
old, yeah, it's
and he's
crazy.
30. Who wouldn't take it?
But from a practical perspective, like let's get down to business. You sack Amorim. Who are you?
No, the thing
getting
is,
again? 'Cause, like, the
sacking
cycle-
Amorim will not
that's
change
all.
anything.
Thank you.
We know that already.
Thank you.
The cycle will continue. We're not saying we want him sacked.
No, I don't say
I'm
I
just
want
saying
him
he's
sacked.
going to
You
be
asked the
sacked
question.
inevitably.
Yes,
It's not like
you
there's
asked the
nothing we can do.
question.
Then you're gonna
Wait,
get.
wait.
I don't know. They'll get Southgate probably.
Wait, Umpulego asked the question. Do you think Amorim will be sacked?
Yes,
Right? And
he'll
I
be
said,
sacked.
yes, I think so. And I've told you why. Because if we lose 6 games in the first 10
They'll be
Premier
able to
League
go.
games,
Yeah.
they're going to panic. And when they panic, who do they blame? The manager. And they're going to say, dude, remember, this is a continuation from last season.
Yeah.
You were shocking the last season. You're continuing with that form to this season.
But is that
So
fair though?
It's
That
not
is
It's not
about
fair,
being
but it's
fair.
not about the manager's the first
He's
one to
just
take
collateral
responsibility.
damage.
giving time when he was continuing the last season. So then it says then.
No, but Ten Hag
it
won a
says then
trophy.
you
I wonder
should have not.
if Amorim won a trophy, then
Yeah,
we're
if-
going to buy him
yeah.
more time.
That's
Like
what
Ten Hag.
trophies do.
That's what trophies do. They buy you time.
And these players, I feel, they've sabotaged him for not winning that trophy. What?
No, they were not good enough. They didn't sabotage him. The
but
players
these
were not good
players-
enough.
Yeah,
They've
but
not
this
been good
that,
enough
that
since-
final was
So,
all about
it doesn't matter.
motivation. It was not even about.
It's not about quality.
it was
I
just
agree.
like,
But these
guys,
players, why would you trust them? That's why it needs to get rid of them because they're not reliable.
No, and you know what? For me, it's a very harsh thing. I don't think it's fair, and like I don't understand how.
No, we don't say we agree
you
with
can
that.
have a manager who other managers have been given time. So basically, we are doomed.
But the
And
thing
we are
is,
going
here's another thing.
I think we are going into yet again another season far worse than the Ten Hag era, far worse than the Mourinho era. Far, you know, like
but a season worse than this one is relegation. But
You can't
borderline
get any
relegation.
worse
You
now.
can't get any worse. If you get any worse than where we are, you're relegated. That's it.
what's our only hope? Getting new, like everything has to change.
The bottom line is,
Managers and board.
we get new owners.
Yeah.
That's the only way.
I don't-
You need
I
to
don't
clean
see-
there because what's going to happen is Amorim will be sacked. They'll bring in someone else, Southgate or whoever they want. He'll also be sacked. Then the cycle, this cycle now has been going on for like 12 years, 13
Yeah,
years.
13 years.
So
I think
it's
we're
going
on
to
the 10th
continue.
Manager now.
Yeah, I
the
mean,
10th
and
manager
also
or
if you
something.
think about it, in the last 10 plus years, Man United have lost more games than Ferguson did in 26 years. What does that tell you?
So what's your prediction in terms of when we'll ever win a title? Because right now, things
Title
look,
is in Premier League.
Not under this.
Because
current
we'll win
administration.
FA Cups.
I won't even-
Those cups will win.
So,
the
okay,
problem
yeah,
is when
I
we will
think-
win
I
a
think
Premier League or a
because-
Champions League.
Yeah.
So
That's the
when
question.
you guys like
Not with this.
Not in our
20
lifetime.
years?
Not in our
no.
lifetime.
Not
anymore.
in this current regime.
No.
All right, next season preview, guys. What is our prediction? That's basically where we are right now.
Yeah.
And I know we're just gonna go around in circles, you know. Should United stop dreaming about title and accept that they are a Europa level club for now? What is your prediction of where we're gonna end up? If let's say I know
End of next
the
season.
only thing right now, Amorim signs whatever players that he ends. Positives, what is your prediction in terms of where you think he can end up? Do you think can he get us into top 8? What type of players or what type of strategy do you think then he would need to approach if you were him right now? And I'm tying this into the next season preview. I mean, if we want to prepare for the next season, you Amorim, what are we saying as a United? What's our approach? What do you think should be done?
I think for me, before he signs players,
Yeah.
right now, early in this window, he needs to clean house.
Okay.
So he needs to get rid of all the players he doesn't want. I think that's important because what will end up happening is
Give me
sometimes
names, drop names.
So Rashford, Sancho, Garnacho
Rashford is out.
needs to go.
Anthony's
Casemiro, Anthony.
No, but they're coming back because they're coming from their loan deals.
And
They
Sancho
still
is on the
contracted
So
to
they're
Man
still
United.
there. So all I'm saying is all those players need to go, up to 10 players, right? There's players that are going out of contract. Lindelof, those guys don't count. I'm talking about guys that we need to get money for. So those guys go, and then he needs to build a spine for me.
But
Onana needs to leave.
I like
right?
how you're moving, but let's not. Can I just slow you down a bit?
Yeah.
So for each player that you name, that must be shipped off,
Yeah.
right? How much you think let's look at what the business will look like.
Okay, so I think Rashford, they've said already, he's worth 40 million pounds.
Right.
So that's 40 million pounds of pure profit
Who wants
because
him? Aston Villa.
Barcelona want him.
Okay.
Aston Villa, they can't afford him now because they didn't get Champions League.
Okay, so that's
that
good
move is
business.
off.
That's a good check.
So I don't know who else. Probably Saudi, but Rashford thinks it's too good for Saudi.
Okay.
But we have an offer on the table for Bruno.
Wait. So Rashford might be going to Barcelona.
No, Barcelona are considering to sign him, but he's not their only option. So they're considering him and other players.
Worst case scenario, if
But
Barca don't
here's the
take him.
thing. But here's which is a strong possibility they won't take him, and the reason for that, they've got Lamine Yamal.
They've got
just
Rafinha.
They're going to extend
And
Rafinha's
his
contract
age as well.
and those two players are performing better than Rashford, right?
But
Rashford will do
Rafinha's
well
older,
in
isn't he?
no,
Eh?
he's
No,
not
Rafinha
old.
is 28.
Yeah.
28.
Oh, I thought it
So
was
Rashford is
30.
27 now.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
it's like,
no, it will be a good deal for them to have Rashford. Rashford, I think, would kill it.
but I think Rashford can
La
then move
Liga.
into like a striker role.
Because
Lewandowski's done.
No, but wait, Rashford would kill it in Spain.
La Liga,
right?
yeah.
But here's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is Rashford has to go because him and Amorim don't get along.
So he'll go.
has
Rashford
had
will
his
go.
chance at
Sancho
United.
will go.
So, but with 40 million, that's pure profit,
Yeah.
right? Which means straight into the pockets
Who you buying?
of the club.
You already
So
bought
we're coming to
someone.
that.
So
Who's there? Oh,
Cunha, the guy from
Matthias Cunha
Wolves.
from Wolves. Good player.
No, but we haven't sold. I'm now saying, without losing topic, we're saying
No, but we bought
rebuilding the
a
squad.
player. We're about to buy a player before replacing. So Matthias
Oh,
Cunha
so
is a
now
player
hoping
already.
that money is gonna
that's-
come
Yeah,
from
that
Rashford.
money. So some of the
Yes.
sales
Some of
we're gonna
that
make
money
will
we
cover the
wanted
money
to
we
cover.
spend
Okay.
because this guy is 60 million
So
pounds.
good business there.
It's good business. Matthias
Now-
Cunha is a brilliant player.
Next player, quickly. Who else? Are
So
we
okay,
moving?
so Sitla was mentioning Rashford has to go 40.
That we've
Sancho is not 40.
Sancho will probably like to get 20.
We would like to get 20
20,
million.
25
But
million.
wait. But Sancho scored now in the final. So who
No,
knows?
the thing is, I don't think Chelsea want to
five.
keep him either. So
the
Chelsea are not keeping him.
and they are
So
paying us to
they'll pay
they're
us to
gonna pay
take
us
him
to
back.
take him back.
So
because he
guy's
had
bad.
he had an obligation to be bought.
Yeah.
Right? So Chelsea doesn't want him themselves.
Yeah.
And that tells you what type of a player he
Okay,
is.
so
really.
let's get practical. What's the worst case scenario for Sancho in the event we ship him off? Or
No,
we-
I
The worst
think
case scenario is
Sancho
that we
stays.
don't. Yeah. The worst case
What?
scenario for
Yeah.
him is stays.
How long
I
is
think
his
because
contract?
you can't. He's got
One
one year
more
left,
year.
I think.
One more
So
year.
you can't loan him for one
Can't
year.
loan him for 1
So
year.
we have
And
to hope it works.
sell.
He's a squad player.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
basically, it's a written off.
No,
we have
but
to just
also
write off that.
he earns a lot of money.
He's on
So now he's
250
back on
grand.
your books, right? And he earns over 250,000
But I think
pounds
then
a
we
week.
could be able to loan him out on like a lower club.
No.
But you can't loan him out when he's got
Can't
1
loan
year
to a
left in his
club.
contract.
He's getting paid over 250,000 pounds a week. So which clubs can afford that?
And you'll need to cover those wages when you loan him. So
Yes.
we need to get rid of him.
So you need a club
But no one
that can
wants
pay that. Exactly.
We need to try the Saudi guys. What choice do we have?
No, even the Saudi guys, they're smarter
Next
now.
one, next one.
They don't
Let's
wanna be
move on.
finessed.
So-
no, look. So Casemiro also, I don't think he's going to go. I don't
Yeah, I don't think
he can be shipped.
Casemiro will stay actually.
Yeah, I think Casemiro is going to stay. But
I
in
can't
terms of
stand
players,
him. I can't, like, I'm done.
You know what? As much
No,
as
I think Garnacho is gonna leave.
Garnacho
Yeah,
must
he's
leave.
gonna
It's
be so
fine.
because he fell out no Amorim. I don't know if you've been following, but
No.
Yeah, on the final.
Yeah,
so on the final,
they-
basically, he made comments about he helped United to reach the final.
Yeah.
and he only
But
played
then-
20
but then
minutes
he
in
only
the
plays
final.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
So he will see what happens in the summer.
Yeah,
He'll take
you
a break
see,
and then he'll see what
this
happens.
kid
Yeah.
is not going
He's
down the
petulant.
right path.
He's not.
That is a terrible
But
attitude.
no, that's
He's
actually
not.
an indication of the culture at United.
In fact-
Which these players go there and he thinks it's Cristiano Ronaldo in his mind.
And you know what? For me, Good riddance.
But
If
no,
you're
and
gonna
we'll get good money for him as
behave
well.
like this, for me, good, because we don't need that type of attitude
it's,
right
it's,
now.
It's
How much you getting?
It's symptomatic of the behavior of United players, right?
Yeah.
We've just had the worst Premier League campaign since the 70s, right?
Yeah.
But there's no inclination that these guys actually care.
Yeah.
I think you care more as a Man United
Yes.
fan than
these guys.
So there's no introspection that they do to say, guys, we've just like even the owners, we've presided over the worst season in Man United history.
Yeah.
So they don't care. They only think about themselves and their careers.
Yeah. No, 100%. So how much we selling him for, Garnacho?
I think it's worth like 40 million.
50,
Yeah.
not a lot.
Okay, then
I'm just being realistic,
Then
not a
what
lot.
do you get?
40, 50.
What do you
so
get
so you
from
can't
that?
you can, for me, I don't think Amorim's system doesn't need another winger.
Yeah.
Right.
But actually, he wants to sign Mbeumo from Brentford. So Mbeumo,
You see
Cunha.
these
So,
players, I mean, I'm not.
but
so,
that's the shop we are in now. We can't go buy Vinicius Junior.
No,
we need to
I
buy
understand
these.
that.
And I understand.
Mbeumo
You know
is a
what
good
our problem
player,
is.
but
We need
Mbeumo
to
also-
buy
that shirt
Premier
is a
League
bit too
players.
heavy.
No, but we need to buy Premier League players now because you buy your Antonies, right? They show both. They look good in Ajax and Brazil, but these guys don't have the physicality for the Premier League.
Yeah.
You buy your Sancho. Sancho is Neymar
he's
in the
killing it
Bundesliga.
in,
He comes to the Premier League, he gets found out. So for me, I agree. Amorim wants to buy Premier League players.
Yeah.
Buy those guys.
Won't they be expensive though?
They are. That's the problem. Cunha is 62 million.
So then,
But they are proven.
But
I
I
think now
understand
we
you
need
want
to
a
go
player
for
who's
proven.
played in
You
the
buy a
Premier
Hoyland from Italy, what happens? Buy it from the league.
also
and I
expensive.
think Premier League players will be able to, assuming, adapt to Manchester United because
much
you
better
understand
than-
adapting the league.
how much of the
you already besides that you're not
Yeah.
adapting to the league.
Okay.
You already
Yeah.
know the league.
Yeah. No. Okay. Now, so we've got Sancho, we've got Garnacho, we've got Rashford. Any other player that you'd like to mention?
I would like to mention all of them, but
Because I've got another.
Look, to keep it simple, the
yeah.
only players, if obviously it's not possible,
Yeah.
the only player I
would
would keep, but even
Bruno
so,
and Maino.
I think
And Ahmad.
with Saudi wanting Bruno for 100 million, the thing is we don't trust the owners to do the right thing with that money.
Yeah.
But I would cash in.
Yeah.
It's 31
Because
in
for a
September.
31-year-old, you're getting 100 million. Yes, he's our best player by far.
Please let's break down
But
this
I would cash in.
conversation. We had an interesting conversation about that. Let's break it down with Bruno when we said, like you said, I think what did I say? I said, yeah, let's sell him, and then we can revamp and rebuild the squad. But you see, it's I like the pros and cons of it in terms of just break down why you say you're not confident in terms of management handling that money properly.
Because, okay, so let me break it down. Bruno has, I think, 19 plus 20 plus goal involvements
Every season since he's been here.
ever since he's been here, right? So if I'm replacing Bruno, I'm saying I'm getting a guy who's capable of getting 10 goals, 10 assists at least.
How much do you think we can get from him again?
No,
It's 100
Al-Hilal,
million
100
plus.
million.
Off it,
Yeah.
But you
100
see,
million.
100 million.
But
No,
how
it
will the
sounds a
owners
lot.
use that? It
But
doesn't
if
mean
you
they're
wanna
going to use
spend
all of
100
it.
million on not such of a good player. You
Yeah.
spend 100, like let's say for example, you
buy an Antony.
You buy Antony for 80 million. The money's
There's-
gone.
It's doing well at Sociedad.
No, yeah, it's doing
No,
well
but
at
Betis is.
Betis,
But in the Conference League final against a Premier League team, what happened? He ghosted.
He was a ghost. But you see, why don't you think we should then just take the risk? Because I mean, 100 we need that cash injection.
No. It's money that we need.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not saying it's money that we don't.
But
need.
we're
It's
taking
money-
away goals and
but we're
assists
taking
from
away
the team.
proven. Here's the thing.
In the event
We're
he
going to
gets
buy
injured,
something
don't
that's
you think he'll
unproven.
regret it?
He's never been injured. That's
No,
the thing.
but I don't think. I think when we're doing pros, cons,
No.
probability,
I understand what you're saying, but Bruno,
I'd cash in.
No. But Bruno has not even missed over 5 games for Man United in 5 years. That's insane.
Yeah,
So-
but
so
eventually,
for me, I hear you, but for
Eventually, it
Bruno-
will die out. Eventually, it will.
No, I think we should cash in, but I think we'll bring in worse players. That's what's going to happen. We'll bring in players that can't replicate his productivity.
Because
So
when you think about
that's what's
Bruno
gonna
is the
happen.
most successful
But
football player
at 31
United
for 100
post
million,
Alex Ferguson.
it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, we
yes,
don't have that
But
luxury.
we're going to buy players that are going to make us worse.
Do you think you'd want to leave?
I think so. I think the money that he's being offered is ridiculous. I think he might leave.
All right, we would like to conclude it. Any last few words in terms of the season recap, episode 5. I think, I don't know. I feel like, because at the end of the day, we're still going to produce more content in terms of the season. I've got nice things lined up.
I think we'll do a Leicester. We'll win the Premier League next season.
Any final words, any final thoughts in terms of...
I think you're right. At the start, you said we must support the manager.
Yeah.
Right? The manager needs the support, but unfortunately, this is a results business. So if the results don't go his way, it's the start of the season. It's going to be a catastrophe. Right?
Yeah.
However, I think we can, do some good business. Be smart about the players we bring in.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if Bruno goes, look, it's not ideal, but I think that type of money helps.
Yeah.
Right. If we can get a few good players in, and then players who can also adapt to Amorim's system, then we can be hopeful to say at least a top 10 finish.
Yeah.
We're not going to be unrealistic and say, no, we want to finish in the top 4.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen. So a top 10 finish, and then we progress from there. We want to see also the system that he's playing, whether it works or not. I think he'll be scrutinized even more.
Yeah.
But I'm hopeful.
Demande, final words.
Okay, for me, I would say we just need to make sure we focus on the Premier League next season. I think you have the Carabao Cup, FA Cup, forget about those. I think have a small squad.
Solid campaign.
A small squad, focus on winning Premier League games. I think Chelsea won the Premier League when they were not in Europe. I think when Conte
They were
came.
10th the previous year.
Yeah. So focus on the Premier League, leave the other Mickey Mouse trophies, focus on doing well in the Premier League. So I think that's what we need to do.
Full Time Reds podcast, episode 5. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Cheers.
Full Time Reds podcast. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe.